Alright, so here's the thing. Pokemon Legends ZA has officially launched a couple days ago. I've played about over 10 hours so far, so I guess this is kind of still earlier impressions, as I still got a little ways to go. I'm going to be real here for a second. As a big Pokemon fan, I 100% all these games, right? I'll talk about the good, I'll talk about the bad. Let's talk about the good first. Now, the good about this game, the combat system is different than Legends Arceus, and it's kind of unique in a way where, like, when you move around, the Pokemon follows you when you're not attacking, and when you do an attack, you can kind of, like, it's a little bit weird, a little bit confusing, but it's fun. It's fun, and I really like that aspect, as well as, of course, the hiding and catching mechanics from Legends Arceus are back in Legends ZA, and I think that's fantastic. I love the hiding and catching mechanics, the throwing the Pokeballs, hiding from the Pokemon, running away from them, dodging attacks from them. I find all that really fun. I think it's really cool, and I think that's something that Pokemon games should have this day and age in every game that they make. So that's one thing that I really like. Another thing I like is the fact that we get to kind of see Lumio City, like the whole city now instead of just little parts of it. But it's not quite what I wanted from Lumio City. Parts of it, yes, but it's missing things. It's missing things that I wish that it had, and I'll get into that in the bad. But it's cool. I mean, it's a little bit smaller than I thought, but it's still kind of cool just to revisit Lumio City, because that region, the Kalos region, always was kind of cool to me. It's definitely a part of my childhood, so I think it's pretty cool. Another good thing I would say is the character models are pretty good. I think the character models, these are the best looking character models that we have seen in a Pokemon game. I would say they're the best character models in a long time, probably since Sword and Shield, because the Scarlet and Violet ones weren't very good. Legends Arceus ones were okay, but I think the character models are done pretty well for this game, and they look pretty clean overall. I would also say that the way that you evolve Pokemon is kind of neat, because you actually have to physically click on them for them to evolve. And the game is fun. So I think that's good about the game. The game is really fun. Pokemon knows how to at least make their games fun. You know, and that's cool. And that's why I buy them. Because as someone who grew up with Pokemon, yes, nostalgia is a factor. It will always be a factor. That's why this franchise is so big. Because nostalgia is a big factor on Pokemon. And it's still fun. Every Pokemon game that has released is fun in some kind of way, despite the good, bad, and the ugly. There is still fun to be had out of them. Now, that being said, I want to talk about some of the bad, because for me, after 10 plus hours, now I don't know how the end of the game is going to be. I don't know if there's any post-game content. I don't know any of that yet, so again, this is just earlier impressions, because I haven't beaten it yet or anything. And Arceus, I loved all the way through, and I loved the post-game a ton. That being said, I am having fun, but I will start by saying the game feels a little repetitive in some aspects, because at least in Legends Arceus, you had other areas you could explore. You had different areas that felt different. Whereas this, you're it's just a city, you know, and it's one big circle. I mean, there's different areas to go through in the city, but it's kind of repetitive, and not just the city aspect, but also the Z to A ranking system thing. So basically, you gotta go from rank Z all the way to rank A, and to get to rank A, you have to battle a certain amount of people at nighttime, and then you have to battle someone to up your rank from Z to Y to X, and keep going, so on and so forth, all the way to A rank. And that's the basic concept of the entire game, or what I've played so far. That seems to be the concept of the main game. Again, I don't know if there's any like villains in here yet, really. I don't know what they're doing with Zygarde. I don't know any of that yet, so I can't judge a book by its cover yet. Of course, this is just early impressions, but so far, that aspect is a little bit repetitive. Another thing, all right, let's get into this. Oh, the graphics. Oh, graphics. Now, I'm gonna give them one benefit of the doubt. One benefit of the doubt. And that is, it's because it's on a Switch 1 game. It's on Switch 1. Okay, it's on Switch 1. It's not Switch 2 exclusive. Is it an excuse? No. Absolutely not. Does it look better than Scarlet and Violet? Yes. I would say yes. Overall, yes. But if you're walking around and you look at the dang buildings, dude, they're just flat. There's no detail, no effort. So, Pokemon, they're a multi-billion-dollar company. They're bigger than Disney, and I just don't understand why this keeps happening every single time. I don't know. I can't figure it out. That's the thing. We don't have answers. Why is it that every Pokemon game that launches on the Switch 1/now 2, they're just graphically not there? Unless you're talking a specific art style, like Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, great. They look fantastic. Because of that specific kind of art style. Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, they had a specific art style. But Sword and Shield was early on in the Switch, so I guess that's fair. But Legend Arceus, Scarlet and Violet, and now Legend ZA, all kind of bland when it comes to graphics. Now, I will say, if I had to guess, next year will be Generation 10. And if that is the case, which I think it will be, I really, really am expecting them to be Switch 2 exclusive. And I'm expecting better freaking graphics. Better graphics. I don't know what... How does Game Freak, this multi-billion-dollar company bigger than freaking Disney, just not put in any effort graphically into their games? I understand that they're fun, but what is going on? Why does this continue to happen every single time? Unfortunately, it's to be expected now. I shouldn't have said that because I don't expect Generation 10 to look visually very good. Even if they are Switch 2 exclusives, I don't expect Generation 10 to look good. I expect the graphics to look like poo-poo garbage. Like literal buffalo turd with a stick sticking out of a pile of it with a flag that says Game Freak on it. And there's that's it. I don't get it. I don't think Pokemon will ever look good. Did it on the 3DS? Yeah. It looked good. It did. Because that was the 3DS. The Switch should have been an upgrade. Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, we're good. Because they're art style, and I already talked about this. But at this point, come on. It's 2025. Like, it's crazy. But thankfully, at least I get solid 60 frames when playing. That I'm glad about. Because until the Switch 2 came out, Scarlet and Violet, I kind of abandoned for a long time. I had a hard time playing because I was like, oh, 10 frames, 15 frames, 20 frames. What is going on here? 5 frames? That did happen sometimes. To me, I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't really go back. Like, I tried on the Switch 1. I did try. Like, I beat them on the Switch 1. But I tried to go back after getting the DLC and stuff like that, and I don't know. I couldn't play it very much. And then the Switch 2 came out. I got my 60 frames per second. And that completely changed the games for me. And I actually was enjoying it. So I'm at least enjoying the fact that I at least have a solid 60 frames, and that is nice to have. But I just don't understand it. That being said, there's fun to be had in this game. But I do think that they just, I don't know. I don't know. It's fun, but like I feel like I like Arceus more. You know? I feel like Arceus, like, between the areas, location, they had more freedom. This one, there is so much more dialogue. And I'm not just talking after the tutorial. I feel like I'm still at a point where there is just a lot of dialogue outside of catching Pokemon. And there's not as many Pokemon to catch because the areas are so small. You only have 6 sections for catching Pokemon. Maybe there's more. I don't know. But as of right now, there's just not enough in there. And I'm really hoping that the DLCs they're coming out with, that they'll let us explore outside of Lumiose City. But I'm not getting my expectations high for that. I feel like they're not going to do that. I hope they do, but beats me. So there's some good, there's some bad, some ugly. And it's kind of, to me, although they're fun, should you like go out and spend your money on it unless you're a Pokehead like myself? Probably wait for a sale. There'll be like a $40, $50 sale. You know dang well these games ain't going under no $40 at all. It's Pokemon. I mean, come on now. Nintendo games in general don't go down very much. So that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I don't really know what else to say. They are fun. Are they good? Is it a good game? I said they. I keep forgetting it's only one game, not two. It is fun. Is it a good game? Debatable. Depends on the player. Depends on you and if you're into this kind of gameplay and stuff. For me, I'm enjoying it. It's fun, but it does feel a little bit repetitive, and there is way too much dialogue. Like, there is more dialogue in this than I feel like any Pokemon game I've ever played. And that's just my honest thoughts. I really do think there's way more dialogue in this game than any Pokemon game I have ever played. And it seems to be a bit too much, in my opinion. Also, one more thing I didn't talk about is where's the voice acting? Come on now. Come on now. We're there. I'm hoping the rumors are true that voice acting might actually be in Generation 10, because if that's the case, that's going to be a big change in a good way. Because at this point, man, Zelda's had voice acting since 2017. There's even other games that have voice acting that never did and stuff, and it's like, dude, come on, man. Game Freak this is Pokemon. They have more money than any company on this planet Earth, and they can't give us one little thing called voice acting. They can afford all the voice acting they want. They just didn't do it. I hope it changes. I really do. Because there's some really cool cutscenes too. There are. But there's no voice acting. It's just... it's stupid. Okay. That's enough. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed. Spend your money wisely or don't. I don't know. Play it if you... Again, I'm not trying to hate too much. I'm just trying to say that Game Freak can do better, and us as Pokemon game fans definitely do deserve better. But that being said, I'm still having fun. It's still an enjoyable game. It's just not... It's not like... I just feel like Arceus is a better game overall. That being said, I haven't finished it yet, so I will probably do a full review on it after I've finished it. But that being said, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Like the video if you enjoyed, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Later.